Welcome back for another episode of Wise Mic'd Up. Of course, I have my boy with me, the person y'all seem to love, Denzel. And I got another person with me. He's part of another podcast as well that I will have linked in the bio as well. My boy B.A.
What's happening?
And we will be talking about SEC football. So, with that being said, just don't pray for the blessing, be the blessing. But we'll go ahead and get started with this because this is going to be an interesting topic for everybody, especially with football season coming up. So, with SEC football coming up, I'm an Auburn fan. You an Auburn fan?
Or a fucking Eagle.
I'm a Georgia fan. Go Dogs, baby.
Go Dogs. All right, okay, so we here. We got a, rivalry type setup right here. So, as far as in the off season and the recruiting trail has been going, I'm going to start with BA. How do you feel about your Dogs, about their recruiting season, and how do you feel about them heading into September?
Right now, it's early July. Recruiting season really just getting in the flow of everything. Right now, we seem pretty good. We got like a top 5 class in the nation right now. So, Kirby doing this thing out there on the trail. We had a couple recent decommits, a 5-star defensive tackle out of Texas and a 5-star athlete from Brandon, Georgia. They decommitted after a recent visit to Texas A&M. But I feel like Kirby gonna get them back in the fold because he does his thing when he does recruiting. And Saturdays in Athens, thing special, but.
Okay, I feel it. So as far as in recruiting for Georgia, do you think with where y'all rank with recruiting, how do you feel with the recruiting class that was recruited for this upcoming season? Do you think they're going to have a strong impact on this season? Or do you think, it's still kind of like...
right now, it's kind of hard to say because, I feel like we had an excellent recruiting class. We were, top 3 in the nation. But I feel like this was a depth class. Because, right now, we kind of set at every position we need to be set at.
Cool.
But, if somebody goes down with an injury, with these players that we brought in, I really do think they can step in. They can fill in for a little bit. But right now, I'm excited going into the new season. I don't want to put it as, championship or bust on Kirby right now, but I feel like this is a team that can get it done. I'm so sick of hearing 1980 from a certain young man.
An individual.
Hopefully this is the year.
You talking about the Kirby that went to a national championship and bust?
If you want to call it a lucky second in 26 or bust, I guess.
He went to a national championship and bust.
Okay, when Auburn made the window? When the last?
2010.
But that's a whole
2013 is when the last one went to.
But BA, you haven't lived the life.
The crab leg Steelers, bro.
Well, that shit was almost a decade ago, bro. It's over with. Y'all can't claim that shit no more.
Okay. So we know that Georgia kind of struggled with the QB rotation, but it kind of, became steady towards the end of the season last year. How do you feel about the QB position right now at Georgia and heading into the season? How do you think that's going to play out?
It's a complete 180 from last season. Last year we had the Wake Forest transfer, Jamie Newman. He quit right before the season.
Right.
We had JT Daniels transferring from USC, but he was recovering from an ACL. So we had to go with freshman and walk-on, basically. He was a walk-on, went JUCO, came back on scholarship. Stetson Bennett. So, shout out to DeJuan Mathis. Hopefully he does his thing at Temple this year.
Okay.
But, you saw how we played last year. We can only do so much with a walk-on at quarterback and Stetson Bennett. So, it was a complete turnaround when JT Daniels got in. The offense became more spread. The run game opened a little bit more. We had threats down the field. So, I feel like this year, that's what the offense is going to look like all season. We're going to be spread it out. We're going to run the ball. Be still a staple of running the ball at Georgia. We're going to be able to spread y'all boys out. And I really think, if JT was to go down with the recruiting that Kirby's done, because we got 5-star quarterback Brock Vandergriff, 4-star quarterback Carson Beck coming in. Okay. So,
True.
We good at quarterback. I think, that was a position of need. Came in, Kirby did what he's supposed to do, turn it around. So, hopefully, like I said, I ain't gonna say it's a national championship buzz, but
Y'all got a good team.
We got a good team to come out the East.
I feel it. So if you're a college football fan, Georgia produces great running backs.
RBU.
And so you spoke about spreading out.
What? We not RBU, bro?
No.
We spoke about.
I cannot debate that. No.
Let me finish.
No. All y'all running backs tend to be great.
So
I'm not just.
Y'all produce great running backs. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe George Pickens injured his ACL this past spring. So, as far as in that, how do you think that takes a toll on the wide receiver depth at that position, and how do you think that's going to play in the season?
Yeah, he tore his ACL towards beginning of off-season conditioning. Now the thing of what's being reported out is it wasn't a complete tear. So he can possibly come back late or mid-season, but person like George, George is special. George is if he's healthy and he has a decent compound shoulder, I really think he can go round 1 wide receiver. We ain't had one of those since AJ Green.
Right.
But we have depth, but it's unproven depth. So it's we gonna have to look and see, but. Once again, shout out to Kirby doing what he's supposed to do, because we got the transfer from LSU, Rick Gilbert. We transitioned him from a tight end to a wide receiver, so that's a big body weapon for JT to throw it up to. So hopefully, we can do what he's supposed to do out there at wide receiver. But like I said, I really think this offense is gonna be explosive this year, man.
All right, so to kind of just wrap up as far as in Georgia's offseason, the depth, the recruiting. How far do you see Georgia going this season? If you had to make a prediction right now, how you feel where they're going to
go? I definitely got us one in the East. Depending on who come out the West, I really think we can win the SEC. I got us making the playoffs, no doubt. For this season, I really got Georgia going 11-1, 12-0 regular season. The one slip up could possibly be either the SEC championship game or the Clemson the beginning of the season. But I really think we're going to be a playoff caliber team. Now, depending on who made the playoffs, who we got to play first round.
Right.
We can go to the Natty, but usually it's going to be Oklahoma. Shout out to Jimmy.
Shout out Jimmy.
But
shout out.
If we got to play Oklahoma, that's a beat down because them boys don't play no defense. So I think we can go to the national championship game.
Okay, I feel it. So Denzel, I know for me as an Auburn fan, I keep up with the transfer portal, the recruiting class, the transfers that do come in, everything of that nature. And I know my cousin, the big time Auburn fan, he may not look that deep into it, but Denzel, just off of our new coach, Brian Harsin, who's coming in with a new type of philosophy, a first-year coach in the SEC, how do you think he's going to perform his first year at Auburn?
We fired Gus.
We did, but first of all, thank you, Jesus. I believe in the Lord. I believe in my Savior, Jesus Christ, that Gus Malzahn was fired. But
I can't believe I fired him, man.
No, you better believe it.
Out to Gus.
You better believe it.
Gus gonna do good things at UCF, man. You already heard.
Gus 75 UCF bucket.
Two receiver routes. Done.
Route tree. Streak post.
Streak post. Done. Over with.
Maybe a check down at that, but
possibly a check down with Gus. Now we have a coach that probably knows how to play beyond the high school level. You understand? You gotta understand this about Gus Malzahn.
Yeah.
Cam Newton, Nick Marshall. Now, if you're in high school, you need superb athletes. Both of these were that. Okay?
Right.
Gus Malzahn also had Jared Stidham, which I can't even have an opinion of him because I don't know what he was capable of.
Yeah. And feel free to interject, BA.
I'm gonna let him get his thing off my Auburn football, man. But I really think y'all just, we messing with my boy Gus, man. Gus was a good coach for Auburn, man.
That's the thing.
A
We
good
had
coach for a team
good
that you
coach.
don't go for.
But we were drawing 4-star recruits, 5-star recruits.
recruits.
And you are not developed because you got to think about the boys up the road at Tuscaloosa who are drawing 4 or 5-star recruits, and they are performing the same way or the same way they were valued in high school, bro. Why can't we do that?
Cause man, you gotta think. I
Because
hate Nick Saban, bro.
We do.
We all hate Nick Saban.
We all do.
But you gotta recognize, man, that man is the best college football coach.
And no, it ain't no question about that.
Like,
But the key is developing talent.
Developing talent when you
That's
get
true.
it.
Can you really say Gus developed talent at Auburn University?
What? Did you just say Cam Newton?
What?
What did you just say?
Bruh, I didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, I was being sure.
I mean, he did develop Cam though for a little bit.
Did
You didn't say that.
No,
No.
no.
I'm gonna hold you back, Denzel.
Please.
How did he develop
God.
him?
Bruh, I mean, Cam at Florida was not what he was at Auburn. Now he did.
He
go
was
to
a
JUCO.
troubled kid.
Cam matured himself on his own. I
Oh,
promise
that
you
had nothing to
that.
do with it. The system that they ran at Auburn with Gus shot Gus in that system. That ain't fit Auburn.
Cam-
That ain't fit
Cam
Cam.
won championships
What, at
before
Glenn?
Auburn.
Glenn College.
Is it a championship or not?
Bruh, he a 6'8", 250-pound quarterback. Of course, I'm gonna run everybody over.
And of course,
He
you
did
give
it in
Gus.
the SEC. You know the big run he did against LSU. He did it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Cam was a god.
A god, bruh.
Well, shout out to that bag y'all drop over Mississippi State for that, man, though. Shout out to Gus for that. They don't want to talk about that. We gonna keep it real,
No,
right?
everybody do that though.
We gonna keep it
Okay.
real.
Everybody do that though. So it is what it is at that point. But nonetheless, continue, Denzel.
Cam,
Alright.
this the one that gets slept on. This the one that gets slept
Now
on.
he did develop Nick Marshall. Because Nick
Nick
Marshall was
Marshall-
a
Nick
QB.
Marshall
Nick
got
Marshall.
better because he went to other coaches. Because first of all, Gus Malzahn didn't approve of him going to other people to improve his
But the
QB
thing
talent.
is, he came from Georgia because we had him as a DB.
Okay.
He transferred in the lead job
Did what I'm trying to get
So
to.
you saying Gus taking a DB?
to make him a legit quarterback. I mean,
I think that was more
this
Nick than
this
Gus.
this what I'm telling you. Nick Marshall was a superb talent. I don't like if anybody that follow football or college football, Auburn football, like, cause you had to follow the shit because we made it all the way to the national title game. So you had to follow it.
crab legs.
You had to follow
Shout
it.
out to James.
Shout out
Eat the
James.
dogs.
Yeah, shout out to Tom Brady. Winning that Super Bowl.
Continue.
Anyway, but now you had okay. So with Nick Marshall, he was an elite athlete, and Gus can't work with anything else other than if Gus does not have an elite athlete already.
So what you call Bo Nix? He ain't elite.
What?
No, what?
Bo Nix has Bo Nix has the intangibles.
He's trying to.
He trying. Bo Nix has the intangibles, but he needs to be developed.
Shout out to Milo.
So, okay. Anyway, Bo Nix still needs the coaching and the pedigree of a coach who can develop him. That's why he's a stayed stagnant with Gus, because Gus got a raw piece of talent.
Yes.
Who is not a bad quarterback. He just
But
needs to be coached.
he's not superb. See, Gus needs superb talent.
Like someone who's just got who's that.
Who just
my question for y'all?
Because Cam was a godsend.
Right.
Like we all can agree on that.
Yeah.
All right, so BA, ask your question.
Okay, so my question for y'all, as a Georgia fan, I hate playing in the plains because anything can happen on the plains.
True.
Now with Harsin,
The Hail Mary.
I mean, shout out to Trey Matthews.
Bro, shut up, bro. Big shout out.
But like I said, okay, with Harsin, y'all have this new quote unquote quarterback whisperer developer type head coach. Do y'all think he's gonna be able to turn Bo around? Do y'all think?
That's a good question.
Personally,
He does not.
I'm waiting for Davis, who's presumably our third string quarterback, or TJ Finley. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm not waiting for Bo Nix to finally get it right, because from what I've seen 2 years, yes, coaching is involved, but some of this is kind of, for me, common sense. Like, something is just like, just throw the ball away, and he would I'm not confident in
Because
this.
y'all also got Mike Bobo, the old Georgia.
I don't care who the coach.
OC.
I'm talking about the player.
He talking about
I don't believe in Bo Nix whatsoever. So
I actually believe.
Do I believe Bo Nix is a better coordinator than Chad Morris and Mike Bobo and Chad Lindsey, who was there? Yes, but Bo Nix, the individual, I don't believe in him. That's where it's coming from. From what I've seen, because some of this stuff is just, you could have learned this in high school. Throw that ball away or just throw it to your check down. He wasn't even doing that. He wasn't doing that. So,
I cannot lie to you. Bo Nix has disappointed me in so many ways.
Can't believe it.
Because of my disdain for Gus Malzahn.
You gonna ride with another year?
I'm gonna ride with Bo Nix. I feel like if you give Bo Nix a competent coach, I'm telling you, bro, I do not think Gus Malzahn is a competent coach, and I cannot put that in other way, shape, or form, bro.
Alcohol abuse. I have to fuck with you.
Gus Malzahn is not a competent coach.
No, he's not.
He was not.
And
if you give, Bo Nix has shown me flashes, just like anybody can show you flashes.
Yeah, anybody can do that though.
If he can get a competent coach behind him, give him a route tree, give him 4 or 5 options, make reads, because this is one thing me and Cuzzo always talked about. Like when it came to running routes for your quarterback, Gus Malzahn, post street,
and
slant. Obviously, you're gonna get slant because Bo was a beast of slants. He threw the best slant in college football. I mean, in all seriousness, but like it takes more than that, because as a quarterback, you need to be able to read the field, X, Y, Z, all that.
Figure than most niggas and coach niggas. You on that flow and hit no free throws, nigga.